But yes, we're going to be playing, obviously, the full version. The game is now out, and I know that several Dapplings are currently playing it as we speak. And thank you very much, Darth Raptor, for the 39 months. Thank you for giving us so much joy over the years. Oh, that's really kind of you to say. Thank you. Wow, that hit me in the feels. Feel proud. All right, let us begin, shall we? We could skip the tutorial. How many people in chat right now have seen the first taste video and don't need to see the tutorial again? Or rather, let's put it this another way. Is there someone in chat right now who wants to see the tutorial? It doesn't take us too long to get through it. Ham is food. Tutorial, please. Very well. Yes, please. Okay. Yeah, we will go through the tutorial. Just so you can see, though, this is the pixel fonts. For those who might actually like it, this aesthetic, I mean, you know, I kind of like it. It's just, you know, this is a million times easier for me. So we are going to be going on the dyslexia-friendly fonts, but you do have options. Let us begin. We get the intro sequence, which is nice. The stars in the sky are going out, one by one. But no one notices it. No one can stop it. I'm racing to the last place where there is still hope. I need to make it before it's too late. Sounds of agony will quickly fade. The world will be destroyed. Even the memory of it will be gone. And even if there is absolutely no chance of bringing it all back, there will always be someone who is willing to do the impossible. In a place without space, without time, without memories. CC, thank you very much for the 10 months. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Hey, Takarash, how you doing? This intro is totally redone from the mobile version. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Now, how are the volumes, especially in regard to the volume of like the text coming up on screen, so on and so forth? Where am I? I can't see anything except this path. My head is killing me. I remember only a skeleton with a staff in the sky. This darkness was coming from him. Did he destroy everything around here? Just standing here won't do me any good, I guess. To change between adventure traveling through the map and planning stop mode, press the switch, right click or space. We'll be doing everything from the mouse. Also, we'll be switching that back to 1x speed momentarily. Hope I'll be able to find some shelter before nightfall. If such a thing as night still even exists without a sky, of course. Okay. Pay attention to the day progress bar at the top of the screen. New enemies usually appear at the end of the day. We'll be running in 1x speed, so I've got plenty of time to interact with chat. A living ball of slime. Quite a nuisance. They digest anything they can, including me. Hey, I remember this creature. Maybe I just need to freshen up my memory and everything will go back to normal. Maybe. Dunk. It's hard to fight with your bare hands. But there's a weapon in the remains of that thing that's not fully digested. Indeed there is. I love this one. You have an inventory and an item slot. You know what to do. Yes, we do. I think I remember that there was a grove nearby. Are these even my memories, or do they belong to that slime? Pop the grove down. You can use cards that are left after defeating enemies to add various new objects to the map. That's what planning mode is really for. Good, now continue your journey. Chonk. There we go. Forest rat wolf. I was right. Some emotional stress, a few colourful images, and a bit of adrenaline, and everything will be forgotten like a bad dream. Or remembered as a bad... Damn. It's good that nobody's listening. Indeed. You can get new items and cards during battles, as you've probably already noticed. Some items have unique abilities, as do most of the cards. By hovering over an item or card, you can inspect its properties. So this is a flat upgrade over our current axe. One of the things I pointed out in the first taste is that there are colors to items. And they, broadly speaking, relate to how many different stats that item will have. Initially, grey has just the base stat that our item will have, and it'll never be random. It'll always be a damage stat for a weapon. It'll always be an armor stat for a shield, so on and so forth, or a defense stat rather. Polearm here though is blue, so it also has a secondary effect. And then there's yellow, which has a 2 secondary effects, and then there's orange, which has 3. Yeah, walking seems so much slower in 1 than in 2. But it does give us time to go over things. We'll probably speed it up as we go through the stream, though. Just initially, while there's people in chat who might have a couple of questions to ask about the game because they haven't seen much about it yet, I want to give them plenty of time to be able to ask. Right, the forest, plus 1% to hero attack speed pop. And the rock, plus 2 HP. And then plus 2 more HP for every adjacent rock or mountain. Great. So there was a mountain over here. Over there, and here is forest. Oh, it's just like new. The branches and stones in my backpack are a sure sign of that. That's my inventory over there. Some of your actions will yield resources that you will need later on, but not right now. But that shouldn't stop you from looking at them right now. Those resources are... They're the upgraded versions. Usually you'll get pebbles, and eventually, once you've got enough, you'll get a preserved rock. Or you'll get like splinters of wood, and then enough of those turn into a stable wood. Yeah, you're building the game, basically. The reason why I compared it to Hand of Fate is in Hand of Fate, you choose the cards that are going to go into your deck, and as such, the world is built out of those cards. So in effect, while it's completely random because you don't know how they're going to be drawn, you build the world. You build your adventure by choosing your deck, and it's much the same in this, but there's a bit more to it in this. I would say you've got a lot more control over what you're building, so you're directly building it, rather than priming the system, as you do in Hand of Fate. I think it's time to get some rest. The thought of leaving the battlefield and going back to your cozy camp has passed through your mind. What a timely idea. The camp is just around the corner. Now, the bit of tutorial text. The game itself is a journey on a looped path. Only you will decide when it's time for the hero to return to the camp. Either you or the fangs and claws of your enemies, of course. You can retreat almost any time, but a special animation will let you know when it's safe to do so. And right now, we very much want to retreat. Ba-ba-da-bum. Hey, Bridgerin. How are you doing? It's cold and dark here. A small fire can solve both of these problems. Nice place to set up a camp. This is when all resources you've gathered will come in handy. Who would have thought? You have just enough wood and stone to make a campfire. What a nice coincidence. Build a campfire using the building function while in the camp. Pomp. Congratulations, you've beaten this annoying tutorial. It really wasn't that annoying. I said this in the first taste. I didn't feel it was annoying. I thought it had just the right amount of, self-deprecating comedy. You can now start your first expedition. Or not. Do as you wish. The tutorial no longer cares. It washes its hands of us. You don't think you're getting any game audio? You should be getting some game audio. Do you want me to pop it up? I mean, I do have it fairly low down. Is that a little bit better? People were saying that the overall volume was good enough before. Is that better? Is that okay? And then music can go up a little bit. Is that better for you? I can hear things now. Oh, there is music. Yes, there is. Yeah, it's better now. Okay, there we go. One of the glorious advantages of when I put the VODs up on Aavak After Hours is I do an audio balancing pass, and even if there's all kinds of wonky audio, the resulting video has well balanced audio volume. Well, as well balanced as I can do it manually. but sometimes it does go out of whack a little bit in the live stream. Is the music more or less at the right sort of volume for you guys now? Or is it a little bit too high? Let me know. Music sounds good. Sounds good to you. Okay. Do let me know if anything changes. Hey, Raythan. How you doing, mate? Right. Now, we can go on an expedition. We can't build anything, but you can look at what you can build. Ultimately, we need the gymnasium, and then we want the farm. After that, probably the refuge so we can unlock the road, but maybe the supply depot, depending. We'll see. Or maybe just upgrade the one or the other. We want the field kitchen first, though, regardless. Field kitchen, gymnasium, herbalist, farm. More or less in that order will be decent for us, I think. Yeah, no, I was there. I was there for Etal's playthrough. I was nursing my frustrations over Twitch deciding to be ultra twitchy last night while I was playing Stonehearth. I was really enjoying it, and then Twitch just, like, the servers literally just kept dying, like 5 or 6 times in 10 or 15 minutes. It was pretty bad. Full on disconnect. It was like, really? I was having a good time. So yeah, and as a result, I was like, that's pretty good. Yeah, no, that's very good. I'd already been sent a key from Devolver. I just hadn't had a chance to play it, so I played it alongside. And consequently, it was like, I'll just play this for a little bit, see what it's like, maybe do a first taste tomorrow, and then it was daytime. And I was like, wow, how did this, what? Basically, I was the character in the game. I went back to camp and then came out, and it's like the world had changed. It was a different color and everything. What happens if you bust the campfire? I have no idea. The hero currently restores 20% of his max HP upon entering the campfire tile. Because this whole camp is literally, like, we have no choices yet. We're just going to jump into the game. But this is our entire camp right there. This path. Everything is wrong, but I remember. It looks like a completely different place, and it's empty again. Do my actions have any meaning? Like I have a choice. If I need to give up and cry to save the world, I am the worst savior of all. Let's do it. Farm has 0, not 0 out of 1. Yes, you can have multiple farms. Absolutely. Right, we've got an axe. Let's grab that. A ring. I mean, you know, right now it doesn't really matter. We're going to hold on to that road lantern. There's no reason to put that out there just yet. Hello, Solar Lancer. How you doing? Is the game out? Yep, this is the full version. We're going to start building a mountain range over here. Hey, Ozios. You can go counterclockwise? Oh, yeah. It's random which way you go. Alright, what we got? Vampirism is always nice. Shield? Yeah, well, obviously. Oh, well. I should have checked first, but yeah, we're going to swap this out. We've already got 18% vampirism. We're not doing much damage, though, so it doesn't really matter, but... Do you know how to cheese a lich? No, I don't want to know. I have not fought the lich yet. That is very much in the realm of spoiler territory. The volume is still a bit low on effects. Let me fix that for you then. About there, maybe? Let me know if that's a little bit better. Raythan, thank you very much for the second month there. Second month, best month, mate. Diolch yn fawr. Cast Curaga on it. What? Really duffel fish. Ah, Final Fantasy humor. No, nothing there we particularly want. We do have a vampiric mana, but I'm not going to place that down just yet. No. I wouldn't mind starting to build evasion, though. Okay, now the beacon is useful. And actually, this beacon hits a lot of tiles. So that one is going to be really good right there. To be fair. Hey, I literally just watched this on YouTube. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. And that's why you're here. Oh, no need to say sorry, Hammy's Food. It's not like you blurted out the spoiler. You just asked if I wanted it. You know, that is the correct way to address that sort of thing. That's the polite way. Thank you very much for it. Thank you for checking first. Absolutely nothing for you to apologize for. Right, the stone. Let's build that up. Now we're getting a bit of adjacency synergy over there. What does the beacon do? The beacon gives plus 40% move speed within its range and plus 20% attack speed for all units. Now it's all units, not just me, and not just the enemies. That is useful. You might think, well, that if it's 20% to everyone, then it's effectively 0 for everyone. But time still passes when you're in a fight. So this is important. Now, it's not necessarily the best thing for the fighter, the warrior, which is the class we're currently at, because we get stronger every second the fight lasts. So if this, you know, making the turns take longer is actually better for us because each hit will be much stronger. No, you didn't make a mistake at all, Hemisphere. Tonk. Okay, got a couple of nice cards here. We're going to have a mountain over here, so I'm going to plop you there, and then I'm going to plop 2 meadows around you. Now, what these do. The treasury. The thick walls guard all kinds of riches from thieves and previous owners. Gives a random resource after placing anything on an adjacent tile. Can't be built adjacent to anything. So that's why we had to build it away from everything else. The meadows. Now, typically a meadow is just a normal building. It gives you +2. It's just a regular meadow. But this is a blooming meadow. Flowers get a feel for the world and bloom with a pleasant smell. Or rather, with pleasant smells. Heals 3 HP at the start of each day. So these are actually a little bit better. They're upgraded. We've got some spider cocoons, and I can place them down to get some more things to fight. And I think we do want that. So I'm going to pop one there. And I'm going to pop one down here as well. Now, spiders... A silky bastion of 8-legged hunters. Spawns a spider on an adjacent tile once a day. Spiders' cocoons actually produce a lot of combat. There's a lot of fights that come out of spiders' cocoons because of that once a day quality. I'm also going to place this down. There we go. Get a little bit of extra. And now that we have this little area over here, I'm going to place the vampire... Well, I could pop it over here, actually. This is going to mean that any fights in this area are going to be against... will also include a vampire. And it's vampires in the battles on adjacent tiles. Hungry eyes follow your every move through the holes in the roof. Now that is generally a good thing. You want more fights. You can overextend, and you should always be wary of that. But as a general rule, you want more fights, not less fights. However, given that this can easily get out of hand, let's go ahead and place... let's try and limit how many fights there will be. The road lantern, a small spot of light in this grim world, decreases the maximum number of monsters on adjacent tiles. As far as I'm aware, the maximum is 4 that can exist on the tile. Like, there could be 4 slimes here. However, the vampires aren't on the tile. They get added when you enter combat, so that there could be 5. And there are probably other ones like that as well. Ooh, Aavak stream. Hello, Chadrama. How are you doing? Yeah, vampires, tough but good loot. Yeah. They also have some interesting synergies as well. Would you want cocoons close to the start so you can make the decision to fight them? There's something to be said about that, yeah. There is something to be said about that, definitely. Alright, we've got a ring. Is it much better? No, I wouldn't say so, but we've now got 2 groves. I like 2 groves. I'm going to pop a grove here, which is going to be affected by the light there. Though, honestly, this can move the wolves off the tile. So it could move that way, and it could move that way. And in either case, it won't be affected by the lantern. But I'll also have one right outside the camp. And fully healed. Now, one of the things I will say is I do like having a pause at the end of the loop. I don't particularly think that having a pause after every battle is necessarily the best thing, but you know what? While we're at the start of the stream, while there's a lot of things to look at, and there may be lots of questions in chat about the various things we unlock, I'll leave the pause on. Aavak, pay attention to the intro text on the vampires. Ends light. Do not worry, I already know. What Ends Light is referring to is a synergy between vampires and a certain other building that we will get to unlocking later. I won't spoil it before we get there, but we are going to be getting it. It's going to be one of the first kind of building cards that I aim to unlock. Won't be the first because I've got to get to it first, but it does. There's an interesting result as a consequence of placing it near a vampire mansion or the vampire mansion near it. But I'll highlight the part that you should be paying attention to in a moment. I wonder if I'll see a fully filled in map at the end of the stream. That would be a big ask, but maybe. Now, the treasury, because of the way that you can't place it next to another treasury, I could place it here, and thus anything put between them would benefit both of them. I'm going to assume for the most part that most people in chat have seen my first taste video on this on my YouTube channel. If not, I may gloss over some things, but by all means, ask me, and I'll do my best to answer it. But the treasury, you can't put it next to anything, but everything you put next to it will give you extra resources. But there is a specific reason why you kind of want to fill out everything around them. It does have a synergy once it's completely surrounded. It's kind of like an abbey in Carcassonne. For anyone who plays it, that's one of my favorite board games. That and Talisman, two of my favorite board games. Oh, well, I say that. I've got a lot of favorite board games. I've got favorite board games depending on my mood. There's also, of course, Agricola. But yeah, back to Carcassonne. Abbeys in Carcassonne are a really good comparison to the treasury. Aavak, have you played Talisman Digital Edition? Yes, I have. In fact, I've got several playthroughs of that on my YouTube channel. A very, very fond game night component, that one. I would like to place this somewhere where I'm going to activate it. There's a 5% chance of spawning a slime once a day on this wasteland, but when we place it on the cemetery, it spawns a skeleton every 3 days. Now that's a manageable amount. The spiders are a pain in the bum because it takes several days to get around this, unless you're moving faster because of these. But the cemetery, it's only every 3 days. We might see a skeleton. The most we'll probably ever see is 2 at the cemetery at a time. But every time we go through it, we get a little bit of resources. We're slowly accruing them at the top. I hate spooters. I quite like spooters myself. Hello, Tiberian Kid. How you doing, mate? Talisman is amazing fun. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Carcassonne, I got hopelessly addicted to Dorfamantic. But now the demo is down, and I'm sad to it. Oh, I'm assuming somewhat like Carcassonne. Howdy, Aavak and chat. I hope you and yours are all doing well today. I've seen a lot of people streaming and making content on this game. Am I correct that it's still in early access and not yet fully developed or released? I believe it's fully released at this point. I also have Settlers of Catan. I haven't played that enough. Me, Castor, and Sheila have played a good couple of games of it, but I haven't played it enough to form a solid idea of it. I only recently, like in the last 2 years, played Catan, despite how highly it's spoken of. That is just a straight better weapon. We have got such a rubbish weapon right now. Oh my god. I disagree. Okay, that's, we got a little bit of wood from going through there. We're going to have a vampire and 2 spiders to play with here. Back off, human. A vampire? Where are your lands? If your farmers need help, I would be glad to offer it. This is the part that you should be really paying attention to. These intro sequences are important. Very important. Let's just checking back up on chat for a moment. Yeah, the item space is brown with a black background if I don't have anything. I don't have any armor on right now. And these ones I can't put anything on because they grayed out. Just to cover the differences in my equipment there. Ooh, a fully filled in map is hard to do, even with an Aavak game session of a game he's really enjoying. Might have to get this game. Seems I'll have hours of fun. Oh, you will. You absolutely will. But yes, pay attention to the fact that a vampire has lands and has farmers. No more lands, no more flock, only hundreds of years of emptiness. And hundreds of years of hunger. So many teeth. So many teeth. But it seems that the vampires in this game tended to be more of the sort of vampires that make sense, rather than I'm going to be a thief in the night and make all the townsfolk want to kill me. It's more of a, look, townsfolk, I will protect you. The world is dangerous. There are wolves and crazy things out there. I, alone, stand between you and certain destruction, and all I ask is for a tipple. The slightest draw from your blood. You make more of it every day. These lands will prosper under my rule. You will be safe. You will prosper. And as you prosper, so too will I. That is just straight up. If vampires were in today's economy, they would just, well, actually, now we're talking about wealth vampires. Maybe they are. But nevertheless, wealth flows better when you uplift the lowest, because they are more productive. Just preying on and killing all of the townsfolk, well, then you're going to run out of townsfolk eventually, or the townsfolk are going to band together. There's like 1,000 more of them than there are of you, and they're going to kill you. Or at worst still, they're going to lock you in a box you can't get out of and bury you for 1 billion years of just hunger. As this poor fellow seems to have been suffering with. Save yourself while you still can. I don't know how long I will be able to keep my head straight. What hundreds of years are you talking about? Your mind is easy to trick, but you can't trick my hunger. It demands its share. Every sip, every drop of blood will go to satiate it. I'm too weak, but you can help me, and I will set this crumbled world right. Right. I'm doing this not for just myself, but for everyone. In the name of good. So be grateful for my hard work and just let me bleed you dry. No, I won't. But pay attention. You know, that wasn't just rhetoric. It's like, I'm evil, but I'm going to frame it as good because I can. I'm a politician. No, the vampire seems to have this opinion that it is a good entity, a force of good. And I love stories that portray vampires, not necessarily the classic vampires, but, you know, another creature that sits in the same sort of niche that a vampire would sit in that light. It's like, well, why would I kill all my cattle? That seems stupid. They don't breed when they're dead. Vampires are often owned our lands. They kept the peace and helped our settlements to prosper. But this won't do it all. Now they're just a pale shadow of their former selves, both physically and mentally. Apparently the blood of other creatures can't sustain them. He wasn't joking about the hunger either. Even the creatures that stand near him are imbued with the power to devour someone else's life. Yeah, he's actively fighting his hunger. Like, his initial thing was, get away, I can't control myself for long. Lila Gary. Sorry, Lila Gray. Wow, really? How could I get a name wrong twice? I probably still got it wrong the third time. Either way, thank you very much for the 5 months. What? 5 months already? I know, right?